Hi guys, I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Today I'm going to be showing you how to fix a pot of Tradescantia or Calesia that is overgrown, leggy and bare. We have here what used to be a beautiful pot of Blushing Bride, but now it is an eyesore. I can't really move the pot because it's very heavy. It's cement, so I will just have to fix it here. As you can see, the soil has gone down a lot, so I'll be adding new soil. The stems have gotten long and scraggly and they have lost most of their leaves. New leaves have grown at the tips, but it still doesn't look that good. It's still not enough. It has gotten its pretty color back. Blushing Bride tends to go all green in summer months, and then every winter the pink tips come back in. So in order to fix this plant, I'm going to start by pulling out the whole plant, like everything. It's several little plants and I'm just going to pull them all out, leave the pot with nothing, and add more soil. Here I have pre-mixed some Fox Farm soil, perlite, and fertilizer. But I'm also going to be adding some snail bait because the rain has caused a lot of snails and slugs to come, and they've contributed to the Tradescantia getting so ugly. I mean, part of it is because I haven't cut it in a while, and the other part is because the snails have been eating the leaves. So this way, when the snails come, they'll eat that instead of the leaves, and that will keep my Tradescantia safe from them. Now the next part would be to take your pieces like this one. This is what they're supposed to look like, with more leafing at the bottom. This piece right here, as you can see, is very long, elongated. It has no leaves, so I'm gonna leave these two as they are, and I'm gonna cut this into 3 sections. It's gonna be, when I'm cutting, I'm gonna cut if you see these little things, that's where the nodes are. So I'm going to cut in between, and I'm going to make sure that one of these node intersections is in the soil so it can root there. Okay, so I've repotted all the pieces that were rooted, and it still looks bad. They look like sad, sorry little sticks right now, mostly because, as you can see, I cut the tips on all the ones that were really long, and so now those don't have any leaves at all. The ones that were rooted but were short, I did leave as they were. I just went cutting the ones that were really long, and all those cuttings are over here. So now with this, I'm gonna start filling in the rest of the pot, so that once everything roots and everything starts growing, the pot will be fuller. So I just get a marker, a pencil, a stick, whatever you have on hand, poke a hole, take a cutting, push it in, and then just secure the soil around it. And I'm just gonna do that all around the pot with these cuttings. If it's too much and I have extras, I'm gonna put some of these in a separate pot to make like a separate smaller pot of it. But for now, I am gonna try to fill it in a little bit because it does look still kind of bad. In, I don't know, maybe a month, my pot should be nice and full again. The thing, you don't have to pre-root them. You can pre-root them on like in a water jar or something, the cuttings. I don't. I just stick them straight into the soil, but I do make sure that my soil is moist when I put them in, and that it stays slightly moist while they are rooting, because that will help them root faster. Otherwise it takes forever, or sometimes they just dry out completely. So I already stuck all the cuttings that I wanted in there. I did have some left over that I'm gonna use to make smaller pots, but it does look fuller now. It does look a bit more pink and neater. It will look, like I said, once everything grows, it will look better. Tradescantias and Calesias are very beautiful because there are so many varieties, the colors, the combinations, the patterns. There are so many beautiful ones, but they do require maintenance at least twice a year, or maybe 3 times a year. Every time you see they're getting long, scraggly, the stems are more stem than leaf, and they're not as pleasing to the eye, then they require for you to go cut them back, add soil or change soil if needed. If your soil is too old and it no longer has any nutrients, then you should probably change it. I didn't change this one because I changed it like, I don't know, I hadn't changed it that long ago. I just added to it. And the soil, I usually put fertilizer that's lasts 6 months. I think the last time I added soil to this spot was in December or something. So just by adding soil into this one, it will be okay. Especially as there's fertilizer mixed into my soil. But that's the pot. I'm gonna go make some smaller ones so that I'll have to give to friends or for plant exchanges or something. I'm just an emotional bit because snails, you can see where the snails were eating the leaves, so this will stop them from eating that. But that's the pot. I will do an update later once everything's rooted and it's regrown, it's reset itself, it's grown back, so that you can see the difference of how the pot looked now, how it looks now, and how it'll look in, I don't know, maybe a month or two. So I was able to make these pots with the leftovers. There are several. See, they're all unrooted, and I just put them into moist soil, and I'm gonna keep them in this tray because the soil does have to stay moist while they're rooting. Right now the soil already had water, so I don't need to add any water, but every time I see that the soil starts to dry out, I will add a little bit of water to the tray so that they could be bottom watered and the soil will remain a little bit wet, not soaking, just a little bit, so that they can root faster. This one doesn't want to stay. I think it needed a bigger pot. Okay, there, it can stay there, and this little one over here. Make several. Actually, these look prettier than the ones in the big pot. I just realized that. I think I took the prettiest ones over here, and these, like I said, they can be gifted, they can be traded, you could sell them locally, so they're not really a waste. I could then later, if some of the cuttings I put in the larger pot did not take, I could take some from here, like pre-rooted plants from here, and add them in over there. I'll do an update short once everything has grown roots and the stems have grown new leaves. So I guess that's it for now. Bye bye.